Press and hold the center power button to power on the bike. With the PAS off, tilt the rear wheel off the ground while turning the cranks. Shift the derailleur to the highest gear or the smallest cog. Hold down the plus and minus buttons simultaneously to reach the settings menu. Scroll down and press the center button to select the battery lock page, and then press it once again to unlock and eject the battery. Place your hand below the battery to support it. Once the top end of the battery is disengaged, press the handle to release the battery and lift it out of the bike. With the bike inverted, use a 2.5mm hex wrench to loosen and remove all 4 of the lower motor cover bolts and remove the lower cover. Use a Torx T8 to remove the 2 bolts of the side motor cover. Remove the side cover. Use a Torx T40 to loosen and remove the 6 motor mounting bolts. Relieve tension on the derailleur and lift the chain off of the chainring on the crankset. Lift the mid-drive unit out of the frame and disconnect each of the plugs, as shown. Remove the mid-drive unit. Use a 5mm hex wrench to loosen and remove the kickstand mounting bolts. Remove the kickstand. Use a 6mm hex wrench to loosen and remove the rear through axle. Use a 5mm hex wrench to loosen the derailleur pivot bolt and remove the derailleur. Lift the rear wheel up and out of the frame. Use a 3mm hex wrench to remove the 3 bolts from the E-wheel lock mechanism. Remove the hub lock assembly from the frame and detach the wires that are clipped to it. Use a Torx T10 to remove the 2 speed sensor mounting bolts. Disconnect the speed sensor connection and then remove the speed sensor unit. Swap the speed sensor. Guide the speed sensor plug end into the frame and reconnect it to the harness by aligning the arrows and firmly pressing the connection together. Mount the speed sensor by reinstalling the 2 mounting bolts using a Torx T10. Clip the cables back onto the hub lock assembly and then reposition it into place on the bike frame. Replace the hub lock assembly mounting bolts using a 3mm hex wrench. Replace the rear wheel into the frame. Ensure the brake rotor is positioned between the brake pads of the rear caliper. With grease on the threads, reinstall the rear through axle and torque to 10 to 16 Nm using a 6mm hex wrench. Reinstall the derailleur onto the hanger using a 5mm hex wrench. Torque to 10 to 12 Nm. Position the kickstand to the frame bracket and reinstall the mounting bolts using a 5mm hex wrench. Torque to 9 to 12 Nm. Organize the cables and carefully reposition the mid-drive unit in place and reconnect each of the plugs from the related harnesses as shown. Ensure the arrows align to the color indicated lines facing outward and firmly press the plugs in place. Replace the side cable cover and replace the two mounting bolts using a Torx T8. Replace each of the 6 motor mounting bolts and thread them all in with the Torx T40 before final tightening. Torque each bolt to 20 to 25 Newton meters. Replace the lower motor cover and reinstall each of the 4 mounting bolts using a 2.5mm hex wrench. Replace the chain onto the crankset. Carefully turn the crankset to ensure the chain is properly seated onto the teeth of the chainring. Replace the battery in the frame by inserting the bottom end first, and then tilting the top end into place. Press firmly, and a click should be heard once the battery is locked into place. Press and hold the power button to power on the bike. Turn the cranks with the rear wheel tilted off the ground to confirm that the speed sensor is properly functioning.